Yeah, so hi everybody. Me and Pallavi are back today on our power circuit chat, which we had suspended for a few weeks because, as I would just like to inform everybody, I am not in India, so I am in London right now. I'm at Regent Street, Pallavi. You can see the BBC office is just behind me, and I'm at the university attending the SHJP course. And what we plan to discuss today after a while, after Pallavi has really brought me here, really dragged me to do this power circuit chat, saying we must
Yeah,
do
we
it
were missing
and
you.
discuss.
There were people who was asking us where's Power Circuit. I said, Aman is so much snowed with UK, he's forgotten us. So I forced you to do it, and thank
no,
you so much, Aman.
no, not really. so,
But there's so
so
much which
Pallavi,
has
I
happened
think
here. Yeah.
yes, and lot is happening in UK also. So, just a quick word. No, we are seeing politically instability in Pakistan, in Sri Lanka, and like a storm has hit the UK 2 days back.
Oh.
So, if you see the newspapers here, Pallavi, in the last 2 days, they are full of Partygate. What is Partygate for our viewers who may be uninitiated in it? This is basically allegations against the Prime Minister Boris Johnson of breaking lockdown rules last year and holding parties or meetings or gatherings in 10 Downing Street while the entire UK was under very strict lockdown. A police inquiry was ordered, and now the police has issued a fine to Mr. Boris Johnson. And there is a lot of clamor here. In
Wow.
fact, the newspapers are full of opinion, and many people saying from the opposition, the Labour Party, that Mr. Boris Johnson should resign because he's been found guilty of violating COVID guidelines, which were very strictly set for other people in the country. And Mr. Johnson saying that he won't resign, and he has expressed his apologies for what has happened, and saying he didn't do it willingly and out of deliberation or deliberately. And him now saying that, interesting, the UK politics is a lot now about talking about how this revelation, the fine especially, has come at a time when the Ukraine war is on. So clearly the mood here is not to change the prime minister, or not there not be any political instability in UK while a war is on in Ukraine. But interestingly, Pallavi, there are equivalent of our state elections. There are local elections here in UK on May the 5th, where the entire country is going to vote in the UK election. That is going to be that is now being seen in the newspapers here as a vote of confidence or no confidence in Boris Johnson, and exactly people's verdict on Partygate. So, I've been speaking to a few people here who seemed very, very disturbed by it because, UK had such strict rules. You couldn't meet one person outside your household. People couldn't go to funerals of their loved ones. The rules were so strict. So this is how,
But
an
also,
issue like
Aman,
this really
it's
dominates
good
it.
you're talking about those local elections there. But just a few days back, Boris Johnson had actually gone to Kyiv to meet up with Zelensky over there. And that had captured a lot of eyeballs. And they said this
Yeah.
is a picture of the moment. You think that was a deliberate visit he took because he also wants to kind of send a message across to his people in UK that there's a war happening there. You need a political stability. And therefore, see, I've gone into the
Yeah.
ground zero, taking on the risk. You think that's the reason why he also went there deliberately?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if it's deliberate, Pallavi, but if you move around UK, so I've been to London, Liverpool, a few other places. Wherever you go, you will see Ukraine flags all over. The support in UK for Ukraine is very
Hmm.
much evident. I even saw a Ukraine flag atop Boris Johnson's college in Oxford. You gave her to the tube
Okay.
stations. There are appeals from UK government for donations for the people in Ukraine, for the affected in Ukraine. So there is a lot of public support for the Ukraine war, and I think Boris Johnson has been really able to catch in on it. Especially the visit to Kyiv, I think, has really, because the visuals of him walking the streets with the Ukrainian head of state, really captured a lot of attention and shows a visible support to Ukraine. And some people, even in here, I was speaking to a few commentators here in UK, some even say that these Partygate fines have perhaps come at a very political opportune time for Boris Johnson because Ukraine war is on. There's an Easter break coming up, it's springtime. So the entire UK is going to go shut down for the next 5 days. So in a way, this may blow over, and Boris Johnson may be able to, survive this and brazen it out. So, but as I said, the local elections which are happening on May 5th all depends on how Boris Johnson's party does in those elections now. So if he wins it, he's a superstar. If he doesn't win it, the pressure will more come on him. Does he need to step down? So I think very interesting time in UK politics, and also in the politics which is happening in Pakistan and Sri Lanka is a hot topic of debate. I went over to Nawaz Sharif's house the other day, and they were
Hmm.
supporters of Imran Khan and Nawaz Sharif almost coming to, shouting slogans against against Nawaz Sharif or pro Nawaz Sharif. So Pakistan politics, Sri Lanka politics also has a lot of resonance I found here in the UK, because it's debated a lot, it's talked about a lot. So country has a very, I found UK has a very vibrant media. I have seen opinion pieces here saying the PM should step down immediately. That kind of very strong opinion pieces. And in fact, I was doing an essay studying the Guardian and the Financial Times coverage of Partygate, where I found the Guardian is extremely aggressive against the Prime Minister here. And it's totally gone hammer and tongs in the last 2 days since the fines have been issued. So that is what is happening in UK. What is happening in India?
Well, plenty, but I mean, it's interesting you mentioned Pakistan, because that's also having a lot of impact over here, because we all are over here wondering that whether Shehbaz Sharif is going to be actually Sharif, and whether it actually means good news for us as far as Indo-Pak equations go. He certainly said the right things about the Prime Minister. Of course, he raised the K word, but we all know that in Pakistan's politics, talking about Kashmir perhaps is seen as the only way of political acceptance and political survival. But when we talk about international relations, because you're obviously overseas and you're flaunting it also, I mean, I can see that. But wait till you come back over here. But in America, if the man who's actually emerged as a hero is Jay Shankar, because he said two important things. One is about our oil imports from Russia at a discounted rate, how the barbs he took at European countries by saying that they take, how much of oil they take through the day. And the second, of course, is when he gave it back to America, that you can have your own views about us, but we can have our views over you, or your views as well. When you are there, and there's this talk of Boris Johnson also coming over here to India. India is reaching out to countries. Prime Minister has been speaking to all of them. What's the sense you get? I mean, the way we handled Russia, Ukraine, the way even our nuanced response to Pakistan, you think that has earned laurels for Indians in the UK? I mean, I'm sure you're meeting a lot of Indians who are settled down there, who are now UK citizens. What do they say? They approve of our stand on in Russia and Ukraine?
I don't think so. I think the mood in UK, Pallavi, and the government's mood and the public's mood is very, very pro-Ukraine. It is Russia is seen as the aggressor, Putin is seen as the villain in the whole piece, and more so, there is, I think, this Boris Johnson coming to India also. If he comes, the visit is not yet fully confirmed, but it is a lot in the media. I think the pressure will be what UK will try to tell India. It is to take a very clear stance on Russia, especially the exports, and Jay Shankar has recently countered that, saying Europe imports more oil from Russia in a week than maybe what India does in a month or whatever. So, in a way, the pressure on India to come clear on Russia-Ukraine issue is very much there. But I think India's policy of the non-aligned policy which India has practiced also is a position of envy for other nations, especially Pakistan. Imran Khan openly said that India is following a very, very unbiased foreign policy. No foreign country can really come and tell India that you have to back Russia or you have to back Ukraine. So that also has a lot of resonance here in UK, that India, in a way, under Narendra Modi, is following a policy which suits India, which is not coming under world pressure of any other country that we have to toe somebody's line, which, I think is a very positive thing. And a couple of Indians that had spoken to on the Ukraine issue said, if Modi has this policy, it must be right. So obviously under the diaspora, in the UK, which we have in the Indian diaspora here, obviously really holds Modi in very, a good light. And they really feel very proud of what Modi is doing back home. So I think that is actually creating a win. But there's also, Pallavi, these recent incidents which are happening in India. I think the incidents involving the violence against the minorities is also a very spoken about topic in the UK. And I've been hearing about it a lot in the last 1 week at least from many people. So I think that is something also that India's image, global image, I think is a topic which is being discussed a lot in the UK.
Yeah, it's pretty disconcerting here also, because, especially in election going states like in Gujarat and Karnataka, it's becoming everywhere. But no, it's not just there. It's there in Rajasthan, it's happening in Jharkhand, it's in Karnataka, it's in Gujarat. And if you go by the social media, it's becoming even more venomous. You must have known what has happened in Jawaharlal Nehru University as well. And there are always two sides to a same story. But I'm very surprised because that the BJP has not begun its active firefighting on this, because yes, it's a global image perception and it really matters to our Prime Minister, and that's one factor. And second thing is, elections come up. I mean, in Gujarat, Karnataka, wherever is taking place. I'm surprised that the BJP is still not into that firefighting mode, because it doesn't make it look good at this point of time. It, as the ruling party, it really needs to step in. And you know, in Karnataka, for example, a minister also is under fire. One heard that he's likely to be removed. That really hasn't happened. So it's like building up to interesting times, but not so, I would say, very comfortable or good times for the BJP as well. But you're far away from it now, Aman.
Yes, I am far away, but as I was saying, the reverberations of whatever happens in India is very much seen in the UK, and everything is very closely discussed. Mr. Modi remains a big, phenomenon to be discussed in the UK as well in the power circles amongst people. So that is it for it, Pallavi. For now, I think we'll do another one before I return. So we'll take stock of
No,
before I come back.
we'll do many more before you return, because I know there's still some time for
Okay.
you to come back. And next time I'm also going to show off the skies. Maybe I've got better weather over here. But thank you very much, Aman,
Yes.
for succumbing to our pressure, because people really were wanting to see our power circuit. But thank you very much for giving us a worldview. Have fun. Go and have your lunch. It's our evening
Yeah.
over here. But thanks, Aman.
Thank you, Pallavi. Bye, bye, viewers. Thank you.